right button.
It's snowing!
Dr. Friedrich Langstonfield with the University of West Florida Environmental Science Department.
I would like to talk to you today about why it is that we had snow during a period of global warming, as scientists have been so quick to tell us.
Global warming is a slightly misunderstood topic, but there have been some very recent events which have begun to skew the trends in opposite directions. And so global warming was caused by some relatively slight changes in Earth's atmospheric composition, the albedo of the Earth's land surface cover, and a lot of this was caused by humans as we built roads and burned CO2 and things like that.
So what's the albedo?
The albedo is basically a measure of how reflective the Earth's surface is, and so a high albedo would be a surface like snow or ice, a white surface which reflects most of the incoming solar radiation and not absorbing that heat on the planet, whereas a low albedo would be a dark surface, like something like a city with a lot of asphalt roads and dark buildings, and these objects absorb the heat and hold it into the Earth's atmosphere. Another big change we've seen are in the hydrothermal vents, which are at the bottom of the Earth's oceans, and these are a source of heat to the oceans, and even though they're very deep down and the surrounding water is very cold, they act as a small heat source for the Earth's oceans. And as the oceans cool down, it will cause the global temperatures to cool slightly, because much of the weather that we experience on the land is influenced heavily by conditions on the oceans. And also, conductive heat transfer through the mantle from deep within the Earth, although a very, very small source of heat on the surface, changes in this are enough to combat the slight effects of global warming due to greenhouse gases. And so all of these things combined add up to enough change to skew global climate change towards a cooler trend overall, against the warming that we've seen in the last century or so. Volcanic outgassing, for one. Volcanoes are a significant source of CO2 in the atmosphere, and so by reducing the amount of volcanic outgassing, we're just slightly lowering the input of CO2 in the atmosphere, lowering the greenhouse effect, counterbalancing anthropogenic sources of CO2, like burning coal.
What kind of event could have happened to counteract all of humans' damage to the planet?
Well, this one catastrophic event actually occurred on the evening of February 7th, 2010. The epicenter was right there in Miami, Florida, and it occurred while the Saints won the Super Bowl, basically causing hell to freeze over.
I see. And what's the likelihood that such an event could happen again?
Well, it's impossible to predict right now, but rest assured, by the end of next football season, we'll know what's to come in the future.
Thank you.
Playing in the
I
snow.
see that.
All right, Miss Fuller.
Oh God.
I wish you could